Today on the CTV News at 5. Remembering Curtis, the victim of a fatal workplace accident, is described as a dedicated, hardworking, good guy. Plus, after more than a century, the wreckage of the SS City of Medicine Hat is discovered. And the Hurricanes take on their toughest opponents yet, students at Agnes Davidson School.
CTV News with Jackie Scantlebury.
Good afternoon. Friends, family, and co-workers are remembering a young man whose life was cut short by a tragic workplace accident yesterday. It's the second such death in just 2 months. Daryl Rummel reports.
Co-workers describe Curtis Dodd as an amazing person, talented welder, and dedicated employee. The 31-year-old was helping construct the new residence buildings at the University of Lethbridge. Just after 1 o'clock Wednesday afternoon, a refrigeration unit fell, crushing him. Dodd had been working for Zero Gravity Cranes as a supervisor since 2010. The business is shut down today while co-workers come to grips with this tragedy. He's being remembered as a hardworking, dedicated employee and a good man.
We're a mess. We're a mess, and we're just trying to get by and remember him and have lots of conversations and figure out what we can do to make things easier for the family, I guess.
So far this year, 103 work-related deaths have been recorded in the province by the Workers' Compensation Board. 37 of those workplace incidents, including one just shy of 1 month ago at a North Side tire shop, where a worker was pinned by a forklift and killed. The staff and management of Zero Gravity Cranes were visibly shaken up today. They say nobody did work and nobody will work for the rest of today, but they'll be back on the job tomorrow, because that's how Curtis would have wanted it.
He was amazing. He was so good at his job. He was a very, very, very skilled welder. He was very good at erecting steel. He was really good supervisor. That's what he did here. And I mean, he was amazing at heights, and he was the best. He was the best at what he did.
The impact can be felt when you walk through the doors. The company has just 15 employees. They say they're like a family themselves. Now they have to cope with losing a brother. Daryl Rummel, CTV News, Lethbridge.
Funeral arrangements are currently being made. Occupational Health and Safety continue to investigate. A 20-year-old Vulcan man accused of sex crimes and an attempted abduction was granted bail today. A.J. Gregory was released on $2,000 bail. He must live in Calgary and report to police until the case is resolved. Gregory was charged in February with attempted kidnapping Vulcan after a boy told police that he was chased by a man in a pickup truck. Gregory faces additional charges for allegedly carrying on sexual relationships with several girls under the age of 16. So the average daytime high for this time of year, Dory, is around 3 degrees, but we are definitely going to be beating that into the next week.
Absolutely. We've got a very solid area of high pressure. We talked about this yesterday. Southeastern BC is picking up a little bit of that, but they'll be losing it. We'll be retaining it over the next several days. So we're expecting, above average temperatures. Wait till you see the 5-day forecast, and I'll have more details coming up in a couple of minutes.
Thanks, Dory. Well, a major retailer is set to close its doors in Lethbridge. Giant Tiger has announced plans to close its North Lethbridge location on December 22nd. The move will put 31 employees out of a job. A company spokesperson says that after an extensive review, the store was not performing as well as they'd hoped, and the decision was made to close it. An Edmonton area researcher says that they have discovered a solution for farmers battling drought. Anthony Anya presented his theory to the Southern Alberta Council on Public Affairs this afternoon. His group's product, biochar, is char made of biomass and forest residue converted for environmental and agricultural purposes. Now, once it's placed in porous soil, it helps better contain nutrients, thus producing better yield. And he says it's going to have a huge benefit for farmers.
For most of our soils that are already very, very productive, biochar is not going to do much. But where a farmer or a producer has some section of his farmland that is not very, very productive, it tends to also be very, very dry. So if you put biochar in those kind of soils, you will be able to retain water better, you'll be able to get production.
The product is still in its experimental stages. It's been buried beneath the South Saskatchewan River for a century, and now it's been found. Artifacts have been discovered from what archaeologists believe to be the sunken SS City of Medicine Hat steamship. In 1908, the ship crashed into a pier of the traffic bridge and sunk. Pieces from the ship, like an anchor, have been found over time, but the wreck itself has been hidden beneath the riverbed. Then, this August, a wooden structure and about 1,000 artifacts were discovered during drilling around the traffic bridge piers in Saskatoon. Archaeologists are working to conserve the pieces.
When we put the drill holes down and started to bring up, lumber, not just wood, it's lumber, it's from a structure. And lots of it's painted white. It's the color of the ship. We were very excited about that.
And we'd like to work with the WDM and the city to see if we could put at least some of the artifacts on display, maybe in a rotating cycle or something, and tell that story. And have a program for children and adults about this. What's really an exciting story about our history.
The steamship used to travel the South Saskatchewan River from Medicine Hat to Saskatoon. Christmas is still over a month away, but students at a Lethbridge elementary school were busy spreading the spirit today.
Whatever comes out of it is just a blessing.
18 students at Sunnyside School just east of the city were busy all afternoon packing shoeboxes for Operation Christmas Child. The school says donations were very generous this year. They were able to pack over 350 boxes that will be sent to less fortunate children in Latin America. Teachers say the experience provided a valuable lesson for their students. And the Chinook Regional Hospital Foundation is celebrating another fundraising success. Just over $100,000 was raised last night in the 20th annual Christmas Tree Festival and Auction. Proceeds from the event will go towards costs associated with the hospital's expansion. The foundation fell just short of their goal of $105,000, but say they are still overwhelmed by the continual support shown by the community. Now, RCMP call it one of the most bizarre countryside joy rides that they have seen in years. Around 10 o'clock last night, someone stole this tractor from a rural farm in the Lethbridge area and took it on a 5-kilometer off-the-road trek. The culprits drove it across land, over fences, across the highway, and eventually came to a stop here, just off Highway 845. RCMP are still calculating the cost of the joyride and continue to look for suspects.
In 8 years, I haven't quite seen something like this where the path is so evident because they were hauling something and then just drop the tractor off. Typically, they'll steal it to resell it, or they'll change the description of it and keep it themselves. But to use it as a means of temporary conveyance is kind of a new thing.
If you have any information on this, you're asked to contact police or Crime Stoppers. Canadians are expected to spend more this holiday season, and a new survey shows a lot of it will be on teenage children. The BMO survey shows up to 15% of holiday spending will be on teens. And new technology, well, it's top of the list. LG's new gaming glasses allow 2 people to play against each other on the same TV.
Well, LG has this technology called Dual Play that lets 2 people play against one another on the same TV, but when you wear these glasses, it's as if you've got the full screen to yourself with only your view of the action in the game.
It's only $20 for 2 pairs of the glasses, but you do need an LG Cinema 3D TV. And if a smartphone is on your wish list, this Ascend D1 Quad XL Android phone hits the market in a couple of weeks. It has a quad-core processor for super fast performance, but also touts a 30% better battery life than other smartphones. It's so new, though, it doesn't yet even have a price tag. And if you're looking for some other gifts ideas that are original and practical, Popular Science magazine has a few suggestions. In fact, there are 100 of them in its annual list of top gadgets and innovations. Here's one item that could prove popular: a special waterproof coating for cell phones. The coating will keep the phones dry even if they're submerged in water. In the recreation category, the award went to a mini camp stove. Not only does it generate heat by burning leaves, it also has the ability to transfer that energy and, well, yes, charge your smartphone. And time now for a look at the day's markets.